Welcome to your prenatal workout. This workout is designed for all trimesters, so regardless of whether you're in first, second, or third trimester, all of the exercises are safe for that. And there's a few things we want to look out for when we're doing prenatal Pilates workouts. One, we want to avoid doing anything that puts extra pressure on our rectus abdominis or our six-pack abs. We want to avoid lying on our back. In the first trimester, you can test it out and see if that works for you. We won't be doing anything like that in the workout today, but later on that's something definitely to look out for, and make sure that you're not feeling dizzy when you're doing that. Another thing is when we're getting up and down from the mat coming onto our side, we always want to go over the side and then roll onto our back if we are doing something on our back. Never roll up forwards or lower yourself backwards, because that will put strain on these rectus abdominis muscles, and that's not what we want to do. Another thing we want to look out for is proper form. So your ligaments and joints are going to be a lot softer due to all the hormones happening and taking place during pregnancy. So just making sure that you're lined up properly. If you feel anything in your wrists or other joints, then please take a moment for yourself. And I will try and show you some modifications for that as well. I'm in week 37 right now, so just showing you that it's possible right up until this point. It's hot. It's a summer day in June here, 30 degrees Celsius, so you're gonna see me sweating. I hope you will be too. What we really want to focus on throughout the exercise, and which I'll show you at the beginning, is engaging that core. So making sure we're expanding our rib cage to the sides when we're breathing in and not up. And on the exhale, pulling those rib cages together, pulling that belly button in and lifting the pelvic floor at the same time. How do we lift the pelvic floor? Well, we'll go through a few exercises and I'll show you how to do that as well. Let's get started. So first, just come to a comfortable seated position on the mat. You can close your eyes at this point if you want to, sitting up nice and tall. Let your hands rest in your lap. Let your shoulders drop. Taking a deep breath in, filling your lungs up. Exhaling, letting everything go. Letting your shoulders drop. Again, deep breath in. Exhaling. And one last time, deep breath in. And exhaling. Perfect. So we're just going to stretch it out a little bit here. Maybe your neck is feeling a little bit tight, so feel free to roll that forwards here. We can also crawl the right fingertips away from us and tip our neck in the opposite direction. And then crawling those fingertips back, moving to the other side. Left fingertips come out, moving and tipping the head in the opposite direction to feel a nice stretch here. Perfect. And then bringing your hands together in front of you, rounding your back, stretching those arms out in front of you, and then releasing that and opening the chest up here, bringing those hands behind you. Perfect. Then we're going to move on to all fours. So coming onto your hands and your knees here. I want you to make sure that your hands are set up nicely underneath your shoulders. Shoulders are nice and strong. We're not collapsing into it. Your knees are underneath your hips. And first we can just move and wiggle around here a little bit. Maybe your hips are kind of tight. Maybe you want to roll your shoulders out a little bit, whatever feels good here. Maybe it's the end of the day and you're sitting at a desk and you just want to stretch all of that out a little bit. Feel free to do a few cat-cows here, making sure not to over stretch or over exert yourself here as well. Beautiful. Now, before we get started as well, I wanted to show you that Pilates breath that we've been doing in the other videos, which very much applies to prenatal classes as well. So we'll practice it on all fours here. You're taking a deep breath in, your ribcage expands to the side. On the exhale, pulling those ribcage sides together, pulling that belly button in, and then engaging your pelvic floor. Taking a deep breath in here. Exhaling, ribcage comes together, belly button comes up, and then you want to pretend that there's a magnet between your two sits bones and it's pulling them together. So we're more mid pelvis here, pulling together at the same time. You want to imagine that you can't find a toilet right now and both number 1 and number 2 have to happen and you're holding all of that in. Sounds a little bit strange, but that's one of the best ways I can describe it. We'll practice it again in some other videos, but every time we come into a point where we're engaging our muscles and working, I want you to keep that core nice and engaged. Perfect. Let's get started with our workout. Coming onto your hands and your knees, we're going to start with a bird dog exercise here. So a little bit of work for your core, making sure your hips are underneath your knees. Your left arm is going to come stretched out in front of you. Your right leg is going to come stretched out behind you. And this is a bit of a core and balance exercise, I would say. So you want to make sure your hips stay square to the mat. We're taking a deep breath in. Exhaling, engaging that core, lifting the arm and leg. Inhale, relaxing. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, relax. Exhale, engage and lift. Beautiful. Staying here with me for 8, 7. Your head is in alignment with the rest of your spine. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. On 1, you're going to hold it up here and give me tiny little pulses, keeping that core nice and engaged. Breathing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Come off that right wrist for a second if you need to. We're going to move right into a second round here. Left arm straight in front of you, right leg out behind you. Deep breath in. Exhale, engage the core. Lifting and lowering. Breathing here. Engaging and relaxing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more time on 1, holding it up here. Give me tiny little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Come off of that wrist. Shake it out if you need to. Maybe you draw a few circles. I'm noticing it more and more in my 3rd trimester now as well. And we're going to give this wrist a break. So left leg comes straight out behind you. Right arm is stretched out in front of you. Hips are aligned. Deep breath in here. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, lowering. Exhale, engaging and lifting. Inhale, lowering. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. You know what's coming. Hold it up here. Give me tiny pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm out of breath. Come down. Take a quick break off that wrist before we move into a second round on this side. Setting yourself up again. Deep breath in. Exhale, lifting and engaging. Inhale, relax. For 8, 7, 6, 5, for 4, for 3, you're almost there, for 2, one more time on 1, holding it up here, tiny pulses, keep that core nice and engaged, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Whew. Awesome. Come off of your hands, shake them out. Maybe take a second to stretch the backs of your hands out if you need to. And then we're going to come lie it down on our left side. So you always want to make sure you're coming over the side and not straight down on your back. Laying it down here. We're going to be coming into some side lifts. So you can prop your head up if you want to. If you need a pillow for your belly, feel free to do that as well. You can press pause at any time and go get that. So setting yourself up, making sure those hips are nice and perpendicular to the ceiling and not tilting back or forward too much. I recommend you bring your right fingertips in front of you for support. We're coming into some side lifts, so we're working the oblique muscles here. You're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, engage that core and lift those legs up. Inhale, they lower to a hug. Exhale, they come back up again. Inhale, exhale. Nice and engaged. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, you're going to hold them up at about hip height, and then you're going to slowly scissor kick it here. So I want nice and controlled movement here, not wiggling around too much. How still can you keep your upper body? For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, bringing those legs back to neutral. Inhaling, lowering, right into that second round. Exhaling, lifting. Inhaling, lowering. Engaging that core, hovering the feet, bringing them back up again. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, on 1, holding it up here. One more time, scissor kicking it slowly. Nice and engaged core, breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going to come into an exercise for our glute muscle here. So you're going to come bring your knees to a 45-degree angle in front of you. Once again, you can set your fingertips up in front of you just for support. Shifting around if you need to. Your toes are going to come point up towards the ceiling. And then we're coming into our clam. So we're exhaling, lifting that right knee up and squeezing that right bum cheek. Inhaling, closing it. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, for 3, for 2, don't forget about the core here. On 1, you're holding that right knee up here, tiny pulses here, keeping that upper body still, core is engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, second round. Inhaling, exhaling, for 8, 7, 6, 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and one more time. Holding that right knee up here, tiny pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job. Left that right bum cheek out, and we're going to move it up into a side plank. So coming onto that left elbow here, you want to make sure your left elbow is directly underneath your left shoulder. And you can either be on your knees here, so setting yourself up nicely for that, more graceful than I just did, on your knees here. You can also have one knee, your bottom knee set up and your top leg straightened up, or you can come into a full side plank, whatever feels good for you here. Maybe for the first round I'll do this, and then I'll switch to another one. Deep breath in, exhale, engage that core, just holding for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Give me tiny hip pulses up with that right hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come take a break and relax. We're going to repeat that one more time. I'm noticing the weight in week 37 here. So once again, setting yourself up. This time I'm going to show you the modified version. So coming onto that left knee, right leg is extended, right hip is nice and high, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start your pulses with that right hip up. 5, 4, 3, nice and engaged through the left side body. 2, and 1, and relax. Awesome job. Okay, we're gonna flip it onto our back. So you're gonna come all the way down onto your left side. Remember, we talked about safe lowering and lifting of the body, and then can flip it all the way onto your back here. We're gonna be doing some glute bridges, so something for your bum, for the back sides of your legs, your hamstrings, and of course the core is, as always, engaged. Making sure your feet are set up about hip distance apart. You can tap your heels with your middle finger. Arms are flat on the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, engage that core. Roll your hips up nice and high. Inhale, your bum taps the mat. Exhale, drive into those heels, squeezing those bum cheeks together at the top. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale. Inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, on 1. You're going to hold it up at the top for me. Tiny little pulses. Keep that core engaged. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round here. Inhaling, exhaling. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more time, hold it here, pulse it out for me. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, lower all of that. Whew. Come flip it onto your right side for me. I'm going to turn around so that you can see what I'm doing. You're going to flip it onto your right side. So we're gonna reverse all of that on the right side, starting with our side plank, making sure your right elbow's underneath your right shoulder. Remember, you have your different versions that you can use. I'm gonna start on my toes, and then for the second round, move into a modified version. You do whatever is best for you. Deep breath in, exhale, engaging that core, coming up here, holding it for 5, for 4, for 3, it's hard, for 2, for 1, and then pulse that left hip up for me. 5, 4, 3, strong through the right side body. 2, 1, lowering yourself down, catching your breath, moving right into a second round. So I'm gonna set up that right leg bent below me. My left leg is stretched out. Deep breath in, exhale. Come, lift it up here, holding that left hip nice and high for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, on 1, pulsing that left hip up, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Relax. Come all the way down onto that right side. Set yourself up for your clam. So your knees are coming to that 45-degree angle. You can use your left fingertips in front of you to support you. Toes come up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, lifting that left knee. Inhaling, lowering. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, holding it here. Tiny pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second round. Exhaling, inhaling. 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, last 3, last 2, core is engaged. On 1, one more set of pulses here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Clap that left palm cheek out. Remember, you can take a sip of water whenever you need to. Make sure you have that next to you. I can see a sweat puddle on the mat over here. You can stay with that head propped up if you want to, or come rest it down. We're gonna move into those side leg lifts on this side. So making sure your hips are nice and perpendicular to the ceiling. Left fingertips are there to support you once again. Legs are straight. Deep breath in, exhale. Lifting. Inhale, lowering and hovering. Exhale, lifting. Beautiful. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Holding it at about hip height. Slow scissor kicks here. 5, 4, nice and controlled. 3, core is engaged. 2, 1, coming back to neutral. Second round. Inhaling, engaging the core and exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more time. Holding those legs up here. Scissor kicking it out slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Come push yourself up all the way to sitting, where we're gonna do our final 2 exercises. So one exercise I love to incorporate in all of my classes, whether it's a regular class or prenatal, are push-ups, because I think it's a great workout for your upper body, your whole body in general. So in pregnancy, in the first trimester, you might still be able to be doing push-up on your feet if you're used to that. But beyond that, I wouldn't recommend doing that, because then we put too much extra pressure on that rectus abdominis. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do your push-up. Number 1, your knees are underneath your hips, your hands are a little bit wider, your chin taps the mat, and you come back up. I want you to inhale on the way down, exhale, engage the core, come back up. Number 2, your hands are set up underneath your shoulders, your knees are extended a little bit away from your hips. What I don't want to see is hips hanging through. Nice and engaged core. You're inhaling on the way down, exhaling, engaging that core on the way up. Okay, I want you to give me 4 push-ups in your own pace, and then come sit it back onto your bum to catch your breath. I'm going to start on my knees extended and see if I can keep that up. Deep breath in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come sit it back. Catch your breath here, bring your knees wide if you need to make space for that belly. Catching your breath. Okay, deep breath in, exhale. Roll it forward. Second round, we only got 3 of these, okay? For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and then come sit it back one more time. You're almost there. Catching your breath. Deep breath in, exhale, roll it forward. Final round here, and then we only have 1 exercise left after this. Inhaling, exhaling. 3, 2, and your very last one. That's hard for me as well at this point. Come, sit it back. Catching your breath here. Awesome job. You're gonna come push it up onto your bum on your knees for our final exercise here. Okay, so you're sitting on your bum. Maybe you need to bring your knees wide to make some space for that belly. We're gonna do a little bit of back work here. Normally we would do this lying on our stomach, but obviously that might not work anymore for you at this point. So keeping that core engaged, we're hinging forward at the hips, bringing our arms stretched out in front of us. I hope you can see it on the screen here. Your arms are at your ears. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling, engaging that core. We're rowing our elbows back, pinching our shoulder blades together as if you're holding something between them, okay? Inhaling, exhaling. 8, 7, 6, neck is aligned. 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, keep those arms extended. Swim it out here for me. Core is engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. Rowing it out. You got it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more time. Swimming it out here. This is the last thing you're doing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job. I know that's not easy. Catching your breath, let's come cool it down here. You can come sit in whatever shape of rest feels good for you here. Maybe you want to bring your feet together in front of you and your knees wide. Taking some deep breath in and out. Letting that heart rate come down. Beautiful. Then we're going to take that right arm, stretch it out in front of us. And bring that same one behind our head. Stretch those triceps out. And releasing that other side. Same thing here. Stretching those triceps out. Releasing that. And we're going to stretch the side part of your leg out. So you're going to come bring one foot in front of you if you're cross-legged, or sitting cross-legged, bringing one foot in front of you, sitting up nice and tall, and depending on how much space you have with your belly, leaning forward over your lap. You should feel a stretch down the right side of that leg. Coming down as far as feels good until you feel that nice stretch. Holding it here. And then pushing it up, switching sides. So right leg comes in, left foot comes in front of our cross-legged seating position here. Bending over that lap, leaning it forward. And then pushing it up, coming to sitting. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any comments or feedback in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.